Well, hello. This book makes me think of my childhood. I often felt about as useless as a fish in a tree growing up and going to school. And I always read slow, I thought. And so recently I took a test and it said that I read 600 words per minute. I didn't know. I'm from the South. You're not supposed to talk fast. It scares people. Anyway, this book is called Fish in a Tree, and the write-up says, "Great minds don't always think alike. Isn't that the truth?" Allie has been smart enough to fool a lot of smart people every time she lands in a new school. But this teacher's on to her. She knows that she's smart and that she's creative. And she doesn't just see a troublemaking kid, she sees a bright, creative individual. So let's read chapter 1. This is our table of contents, and boy, does it have content. Fish in a tree. That is our title page. It says, "Who see the child before the student, who remind us that we all have special gifts to offer the world, who foster the importance of standing out rather than fitting in." Those are important things. We're not all to be in the same mold or the same box. Some of us were built differently. We're not supposed to think like you think. We're all different, a little different. And sometimes that gets us in trouble. So chapter 1, table of contents, page 1, in trouble again. And this is the first page of the table of contents. And then more contents and more contents. Oh my goodness, there are a lot of contents. So now we're on page 1. They didn't lie to us. Number 1. The first chapter in the book is In Trouble Again. It's always there, like the ground under my feet. "Well, Allie, are you going to write or aren't you?" Mrs. Hall asks. "If my teacher were mean, it would be easier." "Come on," she says. "I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know." I'm having trouble with my tripod today. I've already broke one tripod. The struggle is real for Allie and myself. If my teacher were mean, it would be easier. So her teacher cares. So she cares. That's nice. What if I told you that I was going to climb a tree using only my teeth? Would you say I could do it then? Oliver laughs, throwing himself on his desk like it's a fumbled football. Shay groans. "Allie, why can't you just act normal for once?" What is normal? Near her, Albert, a bulky kid who's worn the same... What do you think he's been wearing the same of? Same thing every day. A dark t-shirt that reads Flint. Sits up straight, like he's waiting for a firecracker to go off. Mrs. Hall sighs. "Come on now. I'm only asking for 1 page describing yourself. Do you know how hard it is to write about yourself?" That's terrible. I feel her pain. I can't think of anything worse than having to describe myself. Me either. I'd rather write about something more positive, like throwing up at your birthday party. It's important, she says. It's so your new teacher can get to know you. I know that. It's exactly why I don't want to do it. Teachers are like the machines that quarters for bouncy balls, that take quarters for bouncy balls. You know what you're going to get, yet you don't know too. You're going to get a bouncy ball, but it could be red and white and blue, or it could be pink, purple, and orange. It could be bright pink, hot pink. Still a bouncy ball. Boing, boing, boing. And she says, all that doodling of yours. Oh, she's an artist. Oh, isn't that great? Maybe for each page of writing, you can have some minutes to do your art. What a great idea. Oh, I thought of it. Okay. And she says, all that doodling of yours, Allie, if you weren't drawing all the time, your work might be done. Please put it away. Embarrassed, I slide my drawings underneath my blank writing assignment. Maybe that's the only thing she thinks she does well, and you've just insulted it. Oh, no. I've been drawing pictures of myself being shot out of a cannon. It would be easier than school, less painful. Embarrassed. She's embarrassed now. Now she was struggling to write because she can't read. And now she's embarrassed. Aren't pictures words without written language? That's interesting. We'll revisit that later. Come on, she says, moving my line paper toward me. Just do your best. 7 schools in 7 years, and they're all the same. Whenever I do my best, they tell me I don't try hard enough. Too messy. Careless spelling. Annoyed that the same word is spelled different ways on the same page. And the headaches. I always get headaches from looking at the brightness of dark letters on white pages for too long. Mrs. Hall clears her throat. The rest of the class is getting tired of me again. Chairs slide, loud sighs. Maybe they think I can't hear their words. Freak, dumb, loser. I wish she'd just go hang by Albert, the walking Google page, who'd get a better grade than me if he just blew his nose into the paper. The back of my neck hurt. The back of my neck heats up. I don't get it. She always lets me slide. It must be because these are for the new teachers and she can't have one missing. I stare at her big stomach. So did you decide what you're going to name the baby, I ask? Last week we got her talking about baby names for a full half hour of social studies. Come on, Allie, no more stalling. Excuse me. I mean it, she says. I know she does. I watch a mind movie of her taking a stick and drawing a line in the dirt between us under a bright blue sky. She's dressed as a sheriff and I'm wearing a black and white prisoner stripe. My mind does this all the time. Shows me 3 movies that seem so real that they carry me away inside of them. She's daydreaming. They are relief from my mind and my real life. I still up inside, willing myself to do something I don't really want to. To escape this teacher who's holding on and won't let go, I pick up my pencil and her body relaxes, probably relieved that I've given in. But instead, knowing she loves clean desks and things just so, I grip my pencil with a hard fist and scribble all over my desk. Allie! She steps forward quickly. Why would you do that? The circular scribbles are big on top and small on bottom. It looks like a tornado. And I wonder if I meant to draw a picture of my insides. I looked back up at her. It was there when I sat down. The laughter starts, but they're not laughing because they think I'm funny. I can tell that you're upset, Allie, Mrs. Hall says. I am not hiding that as well as I need to. She's such a freak, she says in one of those loud whispers. Shay says it in one of those loud whispers that everyone is meant to see. They can't see it. She don't have a word bubble. She says it. She's such a freak. If you can't see anything nice, don't say anything at all. Oliver is drumming on his desk. William Tell Overture, anyone? I fold my arms and stare up at her. That's it, Mrs. Hall finally says. To the office now. I wanted this, but now I am having second thoughts. Allie, huh? Everyone laughs again. She puts up her hand. Anyone else who makes a sound gives up their recess. The room is quiet. Allie, I said to the office, I can't go see our principal, Mrs. Silver, again. I go to the office so much, I wonder when they'll hang up a banner that says, Welcome, Allie Nickerson. I'm sorry, I say, actually meaning it. I'll do it, I promise, she sighs. Okay, Allie. But if that pencil stops moving, you're going. She moves me to the reading table next to the Thanksgiving bulletin board about being grateful. Meanwhile, she sprays my neck with cleaner, glancing at me like she'd like to spray me with cleaner. Scrub off the dumb... I squint a bit, hoping that the light will hurt my head less. And then I try to hold my pencil the way I'm supposed to instead of the weird way my hand wants to. I write with one hand and shield my paper with the other. I know I better keep the pencil moving, so I write the word why. And over from the top of the page to the very bottom. 1, because I know how to spell it right. And 2, because I'm hoping someone will finally give me an answer. And number 2, chapter 2, will be yellow card. I have a feeling that a yellow card is probably not a good thing. So, it's not good to embarrass somebody that's already struggling with an issue, especially a learning issue. So it says, great minds don't always think alike. Allie has been smart enough to fool a lot of people, a lot of smart people. Every time she lands in a new school, she's able to hide her inability to read by creating clever yet disruptive distractions. She's afraid to ask for help, aren't most of us? After all, how can you cure dumb? However, Allie's newest teacher sees the bright, creative kid beneath the troublemaker and helps to shine a light on her gifts. As her confidence grows, Allie feels free to be herself and gets to know other kids who break the mold. When the outsiders start to fit in, surprising things begin to happen. In Allie's classroom that show her there's a lot more to her and to everyone than a label. Let's stop using labels. Fish in a tree. I'll see you next time. Remember to read more in 2024 and grow your brain. I'll see you next time.